Hello and welcome to episode number 56 of the Nintendo Jump Podcast. We are a weekly discussion podcast created for Nintendo gamers by Nintendo gamers. It is the week of July 15th. I am Daryl, and today I am once again joined by Sergio. How are you, man?
Hey Daryl, I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. It's been kind of a crazy week, but doing all right. And I mean, as almost always, we are also joined by Kevin this week. How are you, sir?
You know what? I'm doing okay. Yeah. So 3 okays. Pretty good.
Yeah, we are batting a very solid today. But it's gonna be fun. I'm actually I'm really looking forward to this particular episode. I think we've got something really fun planned. So I think without further ado, Kevin, what are we doing this week?
We're gonna do debates. I was trying to do an echo effect. I don't know if that worked, but
It was okay.
Okay, it was okay.
I got it.
It was
I got
okay.
You
it.
got it? All right, yeah. So we're just gonna do something okay. Debates.
It's a solid 6.5 out of 10. I take it.
Okay, all right. Well, so we're gonna do debates. A debate of different variety of topics, or excuse me, killer topics, which is okay. I mean, we got a bunch of topics going on. Obviously game related, and some random ones that are not game related. So
Yeah, some that we came up with, some that were I'll say donated by our extremely generous listeners when we told them we were going to be doing some debates. So if you don't hear your question, we only got about way too many of these to actually do in a single episode. So hey, we'll plan on doing maybe more of these in the future, depending on how this goes, if we are still talking to each other after this episode. Which may or may not be a guarantee reading through some of these questions. So hey, we're just gonna I think we just jump into it. Sergio, you want to take the first question?
Yes, I do. And I'm going with waffles versus pancakes.
oh man.
Okay.
the hammer.
Well, this is where we stop being friends.
Bye everybody.
I can feel it already.
Mm-mm-mm.
So, I mean, first of all, kudos for picking the non-gaming one to start. I like that. This'll get better, I swear, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so which do you prefer, waffles or pancakes? Go, Kevin.
Oh, waffles, easy. I mean, I didn't have to think about that. I know. You know what? I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why right here, right now. Okay, so for waffles, I mean, especially the Belgian style, you got the squares and stuff. I mean, the spacings in between. You can put like sugar cubes, different kinds of syrup, whether it be maple, different kinds of maple.
You're not a boisenberry guy?
And boysenberry. So obviously 5 different kinds of syrup.
Four maples and a boysenberry. Got it.
Yeah, bleh. I was trying to say the words, but no, for real though. There's when you think of a waffle, you think of things to put within the spaces. I mean, and then every time you bite, you use a knife and fork, and you cut a nice chunk, and you put in your mouth. It's like, man, you're getting a nice bite every single time. Whereas for pancakes, I mean, you put the syrup on, it goes off the edge. Unless now you do it my way, where when you eat pancakes though, all right, you gotta cut them up in a little bit. You gotta cut them up, especially in the
These
middle.
are intended to be short answers, though.
I know, but I'm very extensive with these. Let me explain. So, but it requires more work when you want to have the perfect bite for pancakes. But for waffles,
I don't know about that.
Okay, well, but for waffles, it's done. It's easy. You just
No.
No.
No, waffles are just pancakes that want to look fancy.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, so some of you guys know I am an engineer by trade, and as an engineer, I have to go with the better engineered breakfast food, the food that has more surface area to better control the heat input into the breakfast food, and that, of course, is the waffle. I am sorry, Sergio,
Yes.
but it is a better designed breakfast food. And by default, it has better heat transfer into and out of the waffle to cook it more evenly, get a better even crisp, and also, I mean, you've got this special little appliance that is only made for one specific thing. I mean, I don't see too many pancake irons, right? No,
Right.
you need a waffle iron. It's perfect. They're like $15 and make a perfect waffle. It's great. So yeah, Team Waffle.
Team waffles.
Well, can you stack waffles?
Absolutely.
yeah, you can stack
Well,
waffles.
is that legal though?
Well,
Well, I don't know.
Wait.
That's a good point. I did see a dude getting cuffed in a Waffle House once, so he might have tried to stack them too high. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I mean, chicken waffles, man. You don't say chicken pancakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, come on. Come
Now,
on.
I will say, if this topic were breakfast food versus literally anything else, breakfast food would win for me. So honestly, either way, I'm good. But Team Waffle, Team Waffle all the way.
Yeah, I love waffles, but although pancakes are good too, but waffles are,
I
has the
feel
edge.
like pancakes have more flavor variety or like more ways to prepare them. But I really liked your arguments. They made sense to me.
All right. I think we've nailed that one. So ding, win one for the waffles. I'm gonna jump into the next question, which I'm gonna pick. Which Mario power up would you want in real life?
Sergio, you go first.
I can tell you're excited about this.
I'm gonna go. Oh, okay. What about the cat suit?
Okay.
Yeah, because
Ooh.
I don't like cats themselves, but
Wait.
I wouldn't mind being a cat. That'd be kind of cool. though.
Whoa.
You
Wait,
heard
wait.
it here first,
Oh,
friends.
well, man, this is a oh my god, anti-cat podcast. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. What do we do? What do we do? But I like cats though.
Okay.
So,
So we
so
got.
if I was a cat, there would be a nice cat for once.
Okay, I just want to be clear. We support all cats, but well, except Serge. So
No, I'm Team Sergio on this one. No cats.
No
There are
cats?
no cats in
Oh.
America. Okay.
well, I did
Uh,
choose bark over meow. So I mean,
All right, Kevin. If you had one Mario power up, what is it? Why is it not the cat suit?
oh, you know what? I gotta go with the feather, man, or the feather from Super Mario World. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to run and fly for a little bit, not too long, just a little bit, and then glide and then come down nice and easy. Okay, so take it back. I want to run for a little bit, and then fly for a little bit, and then glide for a little bit, and then land nicely. That's exactly what I want to do. I don't want to fly all day. I just want to fly a little bit, just a little bit. That's all I have to say.
No, wait. So are you talking the feather that gives you the cape in Super Mario World, or are you talking the leaf that gives you the raccoon tail and lets you fly for a little bit for some reason?
Oh, I thought the one in Super Mario World lets you fly for a little bit, because that's the one
I
I'm
mean,
referring to.
so technically, if you're good at it, you can pretty much fly forever.
Oh.
You just keep doing the thing.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right, well in that case, I want to go with the Super Mario Bros. 3 then, where you just fly for a little bit. Because sometimes you just want a little bit of that fun in life. You don't want to fly all day. I mean, you get tired. You're gonna go. You'll sleep forever. I mean, you'll be so tired that you'll hibernate like a bear, and 6 months later, boom, you just wasted 6 months. But if you fly for a little bit, it's all good. I just want to sample. This makes no sense whatsoever.
That was the strangest argument I think I've ever heard for that. I am so confused right now. Okay, so I'm gonna I'm gonna pick kind of a weird one just because I'm really interested in how it would actually work. I'm gonna go with the spring suit from Super Mario Galaxy. The
Ooh.
one where you're like jumping end over end and landing on your head and jumping real high. I don't know what that would feel like, but I'm kind of interested. It looks weird.
That would be pretty good.
All right.
Oh, my turn. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I didn't know why I did that, but consider that a transition. Okay.
Professionals.
Yes. We're gonna go with the best Joy-Con color combo. What is your favorite color combo? Right here, right now.
You know, I just actually on Amazon Prime Day, they ran a Joy-Con deal, and I just picked up the Splatoon themed pink and green ones just in time for the final Splatfest, and they came in. They look so much better than I expected them to, actually. So right now, I think my absolute favorite is the pink and green Splatoon themed ones. I also have a Pro controller like that, and I love it too. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I just like Splatoon themes.
Nice.
Very good.
Well, I would go with the yellow Pikachu and brownish Eevee combo that unfortunately I don't have, and it's very hard to get if you just want those. And they are Pokemon related, which is great.
Nice. I still wish I can get those separately.
Right?
But unfortunately, we can't because Nintendo doesn't want to do that. Anyway, I'm just being salty. Well, now, before I announce, am I allowed to talk about non-first party Joy-Con replacement shells? Can I use those? If not,
No.
oh, okay.
Come on.
Okay, fine. My favorite, now, it hasn't been released. I don't even have them. But by the sheer look of how it looks, and I'm excited to get them. I'm talking about the neon purple,
Yes.
the neon purple, neon orange, Joy-Con colors. I think it looks really good. I like the Wario theme color, thing, and it's just that's my favorite. And I mean, I don't even have them. They're not even released yet. But by an irrational logic of things that I'm thinking of right now, by my logic, that is my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a
Nice.
huge fan of the orange for some reason. It's kind of I would definitely get 2 of the purple ones. That'd be awesome. But
The purple ones are good. Yeah.
Yeah. They remind me of Splatoon 1 and of Spyro and of Waluigi and Daisy.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
yeah. Spyro's a good pull. That actually is kind of exactly what they are.
Yep.
That's good.
Well, I hope that there's no Joy-Con drift issue. I don't know. I mean, I know it's been going on for a while. I just hope it doesn't have it when it releases. So please, Nintendo, don't do that to us.
Well, next question. DS or Wii U? Or in a little more open context of the question, do you prefer handheld systems or console systems?
Oh, here's where we stop being friends. Actually,
Again.
And so that's all we have for the episode today. If you want to write to us
Ooh.
on your favorite. No.
Handheld.
mm,
That's my argument.
okay.
No, well, they have less AAA games, but more good games and more good and unique experiences, I would say. And I'm talking everything between the GBA, the DS, and the 3DS. I think each of those beat the corresponding console each time.
oh,
That's-
you're really firing shots there. So
That's really hard. Yeah, that's
I'm actually okay with the. I'm okay with the idea of the DS beating the Wii. I would disagree with both others.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah, wholeheartedly, I would take the GameCube over the GBA and the Wii U over the 3DS, which that is a more controversial opinion, but I've said it before. I will say it again. I think the Wii U had one of the best libraries in terms of just quality per game ever. Period. Fantastic, phenomenal library. It's a shame it was kind of cut short. Although now we have the Switch for it. So there you go. The GameCube. Oh my goodness. Look, Game Boy Advance was great. It really was. The GameCube was a top 3 console for me ever. Wii U is not up there really because it, like I said, it kind of did die fairly early. But the library is fantastic. But the GameCube, I mean, you're looking at a very favorite console of mine. A lot of my favorite games are on there. Yeah, no, that's not gonna.
Yeah, for sure. The GameCube it's a very close one. And to your point about the Wii U, I guess that's true because I guess the library that it had it wasn't that much, so you could actually play all the good games that it had.
Well, I mean, yeah. So for a little while, I would walk into GameStop and look at the games on Wii U, and I literally had all the good ones, and that was it. But I mean, you gotta just look at it. The first Mario Maker, the Mario 3D World, which I still consider one of the best 3D Marios ever. Is ports of Wind Waker, which actually seriously improved that. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which is one of the better platformers of all time. Rayman Legends, another one. Goodness, I can keep going. Like the Wii U had such a good library and so many really really good games that I'm glad are actually coming over to Switch now. Hey, bring Pikmin 3. Why not? You know, that's another fantastic game. I'm glad a lot of that's transferring over, but I don't want that. I can't use that as a negative against the Wii U. It just had a very, very strong library.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there are games that I regret not playing on the Wii U. I mean, Super Mario 3D Worlds, the first Splatoon, Pokken Tournament. No, I'm just kidding. Not that one.
well, if you had played it on Wii U, you wouldn't have traded in ARMS for it. So there
No,
actually kind of makes sense.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, man,
So what are you more of, Kevin? Handheld or console?
I am. Oh well, before I answer, can I include non-Nintendo consoles or no? Just kidding.
I say yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? Even with that, I'm a handheld kind of guy. I'm 60-40. 60 handheld, 40 console. I'm a handheld kind of guy. I think that I have the most fun with handheld systems, especially with the DS. I really had a lot of fun playing with the DS. I even had a white DS and then traded that in for a black DS because I loved it so much. And I even had this thing that I don't want to talk about because it was illegal to download games on. I mentioned before in the podcast, so it's okay. I had an R4. Yes, I did have an R4, and I downloaded as many games as I could. At the time when I did not value the significance behind pirating games at the time. Now, that was a long time ago. But it gave me the greatest joy of playing all those time games, being able to play games that I could not afford at the time. So there was a plethora of DS games. I still appreciate it. I mean, the library is endless. Nintendo DS, in particular, before the Switch came on, was my favorite handheld system for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think because of Pokemon, a lot of people, pretty much anyone that plays Pokemon, probably most likely would go handheld over console.
So Kevin's favorite console is anything he can steal games on. No, I'm
No
kidding.
no. Oh no. Well, my favorite system is well, if we're not
It's
counting
the
the Switch.
R4. Okay, moving on.
Yes. Okay, fine.
No, it's fine. We were all young and making mistakes once.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of weird. I play mostly handheld now, and even when I had handheld systems, I played them a lot. Really did, but I have never really played a handheld game that could go toe to toe with a console game from a current generation. Not really. In terms of quality, overall game builds and such. I mean, the closest ones were like remakes of console games like Ocarina of Time 3D and so on and so forth. Most of the time, it just feels like I'm playing a smaller experience, and that's cool. I can enjoy it. I like it, but I can't argue that it's a better thing. You know?
Yeah,
I kind of see your point. Yeah, yeah.
no, for sure. I mean, this was a tough one, man. I don't know, like, and for me, I had a lot of good experiences with console gaming in general, especially with the PS3. With playing, as you know, Call of Duty with my college friends and FIFA and all that. I mean, so many games on the PS3, Uncharted as well, and or the series. And but I think in terms of having a safe haven, giving me the greatest joy, even when I'm like sad and depressed, like handheld was the way to go, and I have to go handheld this time. So
Let me just say, it's really nice that we don't really have to have that debate anymore.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So that was kind of the main selling point is, hey, we're going to combine these and you're going to have both and it's great. And yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. So sweet. Okay, moving on. Next question. Speaking of difficult ones, are you ready?
yeah.
Okay. Would you prefer a particular development team within Nintendo make an Animal Crossing game or a Splatoon game? This is a decision that Nintendo has to make. Would you prefer an Animal Crossing game or a Splatoon game? Enjoy.
To preface this with a question, what if you've never played Animal Crossing ever?
I don't see how that changes the question.
I feel well. I think it does because then with Splatoon, I know what it's about. I played one of the iterations of it. With Animal Crossing, I haven't really played an Animal Crossing game, so I'm gonna put my experience into this. Well, at least for me. Man, Animal Crossing or Splatoon? You know what? I'm gonna say Animal Crossing. I'm gonna say Animal Crossing.
Nice.
I think if they only had one choice, they should make an Animal Crossing game. Albeit, to me, it's a 60-40 split. Animal Crossing.
Hey, he's a real fan of the 6-4 splits.
Yes.
So Sergio, how hard is this question for you? Everybody who has ever listened to our podcast or your other one knows your answer here. How hard is this question?
It is tough because I do love the Splatoon games as well.
Animal Crossing, but
But I think Animal Crossing offers something that is more unique, even when you consider games, life sims, other life sims. Animal Crossing is pretty much the only one that is real time, and it's a huge thing. It's in the game itself, and Nintendo really takes it to heart, and they make the most out of it. Now, Splatoon is great, but there are other games. There are other shooters. I don't want to say there are other games like it because there really aren't. That's why we love it. But there are other shooters and there are other multiplayer experiences. Whereas it's very hard to find something. There are similar games to Animal Crossing, but it's never really real time and it's not the same experience.
Very fair. Very fair.
Okay, so just as everybody out there knows your answer to this, everybody knows my answer to this. My answer is Splatoon, and my answer is Splatoon all day, every day. It will never ever change. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I appreciate Animal Crossing for what it is, but Splatoon is exactly what I love Nintendo for, and that is a complete redesign of a genre that is bloated and kind of awful. Complete rethinking of it, a complete simplification of it, so much so that they actually got Japan into a shooter game, which was like unprecedented at the time.
That's
Japan
a big
is Japan's never liked shooter games, and look at what they're doing with Splatoon. They eat that up. It's it's a phenomenon, and it's quickly become one of their most popular franchises now, as evidenced by Inklings showing up everywhere and the sales doing really, really well for Splatoon 2 and so on and so forth. I love the games. I love the gameplay. I love how it's a complete rethinking. The final Splatfest is going on right now, and I cannot wait to play it and potentially, stay tuned, spoiler kind of, potentially develop our own Splatfest going forward. So, yeah, we're going to have the ability to do so, and I think we will take that opportunity. But, yeah, Splatoon. Forever. Always. It's in my top 3 franchises now, and yeah, always.
Yeah. And either one of these, it's one of those games that whenever they make it, people play that game for years to come until the next one of the series comes out. So it's like it's a constant. And if you think about it, there were 2 Splatoon games in between the previous Animal Crossing and the new one coming out next year. So maybe now they can take turns, and put one after the other.
Well, you know what they say, 3's a charm, right? So, come on, Splatoon 3. No,
There we
kidding,
go.
I'm kidding.
No, but it's you make a good point about Splatoon. I mean, we have people in our Discord community, one in particular, and he has a podcast with Sergio, Chewy. He said he would have never gone into shooters if it weren't for Splatoon. I mean, that is huge. I mean, the way that Nintendo made it so charming, accessible, fun, exciting, other adjectives that I'm not gonna name. I mean, just that I can't even think of right now. Like, there's so many things. Like, there's something about Splatoon that really gets you going, and I think it's definitely one of the most surprising franchises for me in my gaming history, just because when I think of shooters, I think of Call of Duty, Battlefield, Counter-Strike, yada yada yada. But Splatoon, probably the most fun I've ever had with a shooter, ever. That beats Uncharted. It beats Uncharted. It beats Last of Us. It beats BioShock.
It's easy for me. It has to be my most the most fun I've ever had. Replacing Team Fortress 2, which was also kind of a silly take on it.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And you know what? I won't say it now, but at the very end, I will ask a question about Splatoon, and you guys will answer it, and me too. So, stay tuned. Anyway, yeah. So, but in essence, I still choose Animal Crossing. I think it's a game or a series that you can play for forever. I mean, there's so many things to do in the games, like through your day to day. But again, 64 split, it's tough. But anyway, yeah. Next topic. So, AAA games or the indie games. By that, you probably know which I would choose.
I'm becoming increasingly sure that Kevin's just an alien. Like, I think he's just communicating with somebody over this podcast. Now I'm a little nervous.
Uh-oh.
Huh. All right. So AAA versus indie. Flip a coin. I mean, I love the current indie push. It has given us games like Celeste and Cave Story, and even games like Hollow Knight, which is a terrific game, and seeing games like Wargroove come to light, and all these really, really fun different experiences than you've had before. It's really weird when I'm sitting here saying, well, Cave Story and Celeste are both in my top 10, but so is Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker and Smash. So it's really a split. If I have to choose one or the other, I gotta go AAA, unfortunately, and I don't want to. My heart says indie, but I can't give up all the first party titles. So yeah, I gotta go AAA here.
That's fair. I mean, there's a lot of AAA games that really can define the gaming industry, and so I think there's still a bit of creativity in AAA games too. So I mean, you can't count them out. even though indie games do drive the creativity of the game industry. Yeah, I'll answer last.
It's really, really difficult, but I'm gonna go with indie games, and I'm gonna say that they are becoming more and more like AAA games are. And that's a really good thing. It's putting more pressure on the bigger games too. But yeah, the gap is narrowing, and we can get really good experiences from indie games. And indie games sort of just seem to be more catering towards the audience. They listen to people and they take their ideas and advice into their games, and you can see the effects of that. So yeah, I'm gonna go with indie games.
At times, that proves that the masses have no idea how to make a good video game. By the way, those games that kind of end up a little bit bad because they leaned too far into what their quote unquote fans wanted. That's really painful to see, and there's a few examples of that I don't really need to harp on. But at times, kind of ignoring the swell of voices might be a good idea, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. And, with that being said, I'm a 60-40 split. I gotta go with the indie games.
Are you serious?
And I have a good reason. I have good reasons for this.
Kevin went bowling earlier, I think. Yeah, so a 6-10 split. There we go.
6-10. I've never realized how impactful indie games can be until I started playing, games like Fez, and then later on Cave Story, and then, even the games that come on Steam. One of my favorites being Monaco, What's Yours Is Mine, which is a thief heist game, which I really like. And there's just so many out there. But I've said it before, indie games drive the creativity of the game industry. I mean, they take so many risks, and even if it's a genre that is out there that you may not like, you have to respect it. I mean, you have these small companies that are putting their heart and soul into. Not that AAA companies don't do that, but there's a bit of there's a lot more of a variety with indie games, and there's a lot of experimental, and they're just trying to make their name out there. A lot of blue ocean model strategies. I mean, there's just, you cannot deny the significance of how the indie games have played a big role in this industry. And AAA games, even like in everyday life, where you always hear about the AAA games that people want to play, and even at E3 where there's long lines for AAA games, such as when Breath of the Wild was on demo before the Switch was even announced. There was long lines for that, but for a long time, and I think still now, indie games are still. I mean, they're being more recognized, but at the time, they weren't as they were underrated. I mean, you go to E3, you go to the Indiecade, which is an awesome section of E3. You don't see long lines for those games, but you see the developers who are there to talk about these games and talk about what was behind the ideas, the challenges. Just you get more of a personal exposure when it comes to interacting with people who've made indie games. So, but I have to say though, Call of Duty AAA, I mean, it has made a big impact on my life in terms of video games. So, in terms of being able to play with friends and revitalizing my love for shooters at the time, and like I said, and with Uncharted is great. Okay, so I've already talked about that before. So 60-40, that's it. Yeah, indie games.
Nice. And for any aspiring game developers or anyone that just wants to dabble into that hobby, I mean, you're gonna start there. You're gonna start with the indies. So that's what you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna pick a next question, and I'm sorry to maybe to some of you guys, but definitely to Peachy. Shout out to Peachy. Who is more of a complex character, Luigi or Ganondorf? And that's easy. Of course, it's Ganondorf.
I disagree, sir.
Oh. Who is Luigi besides the scaredy copy color swap of Mario.
Wait, but he has his own game. What we just mentioned.
Well, that's just Nintendo trying to, separate the clone. Whereas Ganondorf is the personification of evil in Zelda games. And keep in mind, with Zelda having many entries in a timeline, there are different versions of Ganondorf. So there are there can be more or different Ganondorf personalities, but they are all evil, and it's pure evil. It's not like, oh, I'm a bad guy. I might do something bad if I feel like He's out to get the world. He's out to be the most evil he can be, and I think that's great.
But how is that complex? So if he's always pure evil and he's always out to rule the world or something, that's like the definition of a one-note character. I mean, this is what he wants. That's it. That he's essentially Bowser kidnapping the princess. He's the same motivation of sorts in every game. The one exception being like Wind Waker. I don't know. Contrast that to our local hero Luigi, who has grown up under the shadow of his older brother, who the games are literally named after, and has instead had to kind of live in this shadow and live out his own misadventures, including actually having an adventure in a few instances. And all of a sudden he inherits, quote unquote, this mansion and has to go save Mario from ghosts, which he hates ghosts. And we know he hates ghosts, but he still puts on as much courage as he possibly can so that he can navigate this mansion, capture these ghosts, and save his brother, who ultimately is still kind of a jerk to him at the end and just kind of laughs it off. And this is not the only time that this has happened. He's saved his brother multiple times, and Mario keeps being kind of an a-hole about it. And Luigi has to live with this and still grow as a character, getting better, even getting to the point of the new Luigi's Mansion, where he's freaking just slamming the ghosts on walls and the floor. I mean, he is growing as a character in front of our eyes as we see it. So, I mean, full respect to you, Sergio, but I respectfully disagree. I think Luigi is by far a more complex character. And I don't even get me started on the death glare thing from Mario Kart. That's a whole other topic. So yeah, that's all I got on that one.
Dang.
Man, if Peachy
point to there.
that's pretty good. That was very well constructed. I mean, man, you even brought in the glare too. Okay. That's...
Like there's some darkness there, man. Like it pops out from time to time. Look at his final smash from Smash Brothers Brawl, where he creates this dark field around him while he dances and like does crazy witchcraft stuff. I like Luigi's deep, man. He's a little out there.
Yeah, man. If Peachy were here, and I'm sure
he'd be so proud.
He would be proud. Well, as you know, it's a 60-40 split for me. I'm just kidding. I don't have an answer for this one. I really don't. I mean,
it's a 0-0 split for me.
Yeah. I mean, both of y'all have said some pretty awesome points. I can't really decide. I don't think I can't give an answer.
All right.
Yeah,
that's fine.
We should leave this up to the our listeners. Actually, who is the more complex character? Answer for me, because I don't have an answer. Luigi or Ganondorf? No, it's not a 60-40 split. And yeah, I just don't have an answer for it.
All right. I'll just jump into the next question then. We're gonna get into a slightly friendlier question. So Sergio and I can make up. Yeah. What is the best option? A new Switch with an extended battery life, or the Switch Lite? I feel like we already kind of talked about this, but we didn't know about the extended battery option.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I hardly play handheld anyway, but for sure I would still go original Switch with better battery. It's a no-brainer to spend a little extra and you get the features of both a console and a handheld. And I mean, even if you only do that a couple of times, you're gonna feel like you're one of those commercials. We've said it. You're gonna be Karen, and you're gonna be happy.
Karen.
You're going to take your Switch to a party at some point, and you're gonna think back to this moment, and then the moment that we all kind of laughed at Karen. Yep, it's gonna happen. Sorry.
Yeah, man. I mean, again, 60-40 split. No, I'm definitely kidding. It's not 60-40. This is not even close. New Switch with extended battery life. I'm talking 90-10. Okay, like it's extended battery 4.5 hours to 9. Like that. DONE with 4 more E's. Okay, done. It's just. I mean, I, I just think when you have the 3 options to play: handheld, tabletop, docked, and the ability to play on the go for those additional number of hours. I mean, that is invaluable for anybody who plays handheld games. So I gotta go with the extended battery life new Switch, and I'm tempted. I'm tempted to switch to that one.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm the same. I said that unless you are in a very specific circumstance, it's better to go with the original Switch. So the one with extended battery life, and hopefully, I'm actually pretty hopeful that this new model actually fixes some of the more weirder durability issues of the old system.
Yes.
Don't know about the Joy-Cons, but I do know that this is the best way you can guarantee that you're getting the latest model of Joy-Con. So if they did fix it, it's the best way to find out, or go with the orange and purple ones.
Yeah.
Or the blue and neon yellow, which that's okay. Anyways, so I do think I think there's a selling point for the Switch Lite in just being a smaller system. I actually did quote unquote downgrade from a new 3DS XL to a new 3DS small, whatever that was actually called, because I liked the portability. I liked the small system. Also, the smaller screen actually literally looked better with that resolution, so I just kind of liked it. So there's stuff to be said about the smaller system, slightly more portable. Yeah, but I can't argue against basically an upgraded Switch with a ton more battery life. That's great. Like more than 2 hours longer battery life is fantastic. So,
Yes.
Sweet. Yeah, that's a clean sweep for us.
With that being said, will you guys switch to the new Switch?
Yes.
Day one purchase?
It's very possible. I'm not. I don't know about that quite yet, but yeah, assuming there's no like drastic design flaw or something that gets reported ahead of time and makes me change my mind, yes, I'll be upgrading.
Wow, yeah, that's very bold and very good.
I've got a history of sending in my Switches which had like the screen popping out because the battery was heating up and swelling and causing issues. So I sent those into Nintendo. Actually got a replacement Switch. I've sent it in for repair a couple times, so I've been kind of in the bad luck side of the durability thing. So I'm really actually hopeful for that, especially with them making these tweaks to battery life, which in theory will allow the system to run cooler and just kind of utilize the battery in a different way, which is great. I think that that's actually going to solve a lot of things. And
Yes.
who knows? I mean, this system also might have a more reliable Wi-Fi chip. That would be an easy upgrade that I could see them actually doing. So, generally in their kind of quote unquote Rev 2 consoles, they do a lot better in terms of durability, how the system actually feels, how it works, everything. So yeah, I'm planning to upgrade, and I'm planning to upgrade pretty soon after it launches, if not straight on day one.
That is a very, very understandable way to do it. Even from you saying it, like, I'm tempted to upgrade too. I do not have the same history with you with the Switch, but I do like the potential of upgrading to better battery life, better Wi-Fi chip. I mean, a more efficient cooling system. I mean, that's a winner. And you know, the Switch Lite is out the like. I don't even want to think about that one anymore. I mean, that like I, and I just want to say this right now because earlier, I'm gonna call him out. Shell Shock said, if I don't get a Switch Lite by December 31st at 11:59, he'll shave his beard. You know, I'm sorry, man. It's not gonna happen.
You know, to be fair, it was looking extremely likely until this new Switch model came out. So I think you should let him off on this one. I really
That's
do.
True. You know what? Okay, I was hoping you wouldn't say that, but that's okay.
Because,
you know, yeah, that's true.
Speaking honestly, if the new model didn't come out and the lights come out and you see them on the store shelves, tell me you wouldn't at least be tempted to pick one up.
I would be.
Yeah.
I would tell you right now, Shell Shock wouldn't have to shave his beard. So, you know, I'm glad we talked about this. You know what, Shell Shock, you're off the hook. You don't have to shave your beard. I don't want you to shave your beard unless you want to. So
no, you have to keep it. No,
you have to keep your beard. That's what makes you you. Shout out to Shell Shock, and yeah, just thought it was interesting. Okay.
All right. Next question.
Chaos versus order. Which side are you on?
I am an agent of chaos.
Yeah. Yeah. That's.
I am for order, an order enforcer.
Man.
So
It's a little bit on the boring side, but when you think about it, don't you prefer your life to be in order and everything to be a little bit predictable? It doesn't have to be, you know, everything the same all the time, but chaos is just not a good thing in general.
So let me frame it like this. And for the record, I am a fairly ordered person, but let me frame it like this. First of all, I think going back to like the cake versus ice cream days of Splatoon 2, Splatfest, I think that Sergio, you and I have been on the same team in all but one or two of the Splatfest, and I just gotta say I am personally hurt that for the final Splatfest, this last hurrah that we're ever going to have until we have our own Splatfest at some point in the future, the last hurrah that we would ever possibly have, we have to be on separate teams. That hurts me personally on a deep level. So that was kind of most of the cause for this debate. I wanted to get it out. Anyways, then so chaos versus order. So go back to Splatoon 1. And Splatoon 1 was probably my favorite game on Wii U, all things considered. It was probably my new favorite Nintendo IP in a couple decades, or at least one decade. And so they had Splatfest in Splatoon 1, and they finally ended on, so the hosts of that game were Callie and Marie. They finally ended on Callie versus Marie. The entire game, I thought Marie was kind of a jerk. I didn't like her. I was Team Callie. The entire course of the game, liked her a lot better. And so finally it comes down to Team Callie versus Team Marie. I was wholeheartedly, hashtag Team Callie, all over the place. And actually played a lot that weekend to try to win that final Splatfest and ended up losing. So the team lost.
Ooh.
And it led to this storyline within Splatoon 2, which was actually like super meta and crazy, about Callie then like leaving the Squid Sisters and going off on her own and kind of getting lost, and a lot of the single players kind of about that. So it was like personally important in this weird, stupid way. So they announce Chaos versus Order, and on Team Chaos is Pearl, who I like better than Marina, just because I do.
Wow.
I just do. I don't know. And Agent 4, who is awesome. I also like Agent 3, but they're kind of interchangeable for me. Agent 8 is on Team Chaos, and Callie is on Team Chaos versus Marie on Team Order. I'm like, not again. Not again. So, cut to a shot of me next week when we lose again, and I'm just like in team. But it's not going to happen, don't worry. But yeah, I had to, one more shot for redemption. I was more. Also, they said that this Splatfest is going to affect the story of the next game, and honestly, I just think a chaotic story in the next game will be fun. So there you go. There's my reason. Also, Dragon's on Team Chaos, and he and I have picked on the same. I think every Splatfest. I think.
Oh man, gosh, this is so hard. Like, I mean, man, it's. I love order. I love chaos. I love both. My life is filled with both 50-50. I mean, just. I mean, like when it comes to.
Dude, Kevin, I want definitive answers, man.
I know. It's not 60-40. It's not 90-10. It's not. It's gonna be 100-0. And I have to say right now, if I'm gonna choose one with someone pointing a gun to my face, I'm gonna say
Which
chaos.
is happening. Oh, yes.
I'm gonna say chaos.
Okay.
There's something about it.
Welcome to the agents.
Thank you. There's something about chaos that just you need to have a little. You gotta have a little mix up in your life. I mean, it can't always be predictable. I mean, you gotta have that. I mean, yes, having order is good. Having a schedule in your life, having routine is good. But if you don't have that spontaneity, life's not fun, man. It's not, and I stand by it. Unapologetically. Say words right. Yeah. So, I haven't played a Splat Fest in a while, but when I do, chaos is where I'll go. So, boom, that's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, Sergio, next question. It's getting to the fun ones.
All right, I'm stealing this one. Best first-party Nintendo character not from a Mario or Zelda game.
Ooh.
I got a really quick answer on this, so Kevin, you go first.
Oh my God. Okay. Best first party. Damn, I don't have a quick answer. I'm deciding between three, but you go first. You can't even do it.
I mean,
okay.
this should be no surprise. Best first party character not from Mario or Zelda, 1000% Star Fox. Absolutely easy peasy. He is in my opinion, the best fleshed out character that Nintendo has outside those two franchises. So, yep, Team Star Fox. If not Team Slippy, but I think Star Fox, yeah.
I mean, yeah, Slippy's cool. Star Fox, I mean,
Slippy
goodness.
is very not cool.
Oh. What? Come on, I like Slippy. I mean, that's my guy. Well,
you can like him. He's not cool.
He's not cool? Oh, all right. Okay, Sergio. Go for it.
I'm gonna go with Tom Nook.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yes, from Animal Crossing. And a lot of people see him as a villain or an evil guy.
They hate him.
Yes, and that is not justified. If you play the Animal Crossing games and you read up on his history, you actually find out that, he's had a hard life. He's tried different businesses and he has failed. But even then, he's willing to give you a loan. And I mean, he has to make some money, right? But he's not out to gouge you for everything you have. He's out to help you out when you need a home in a town that you barely arrived in. So he's not a villain. He's likable. He has friends. He has a history that it's kind of mysterious too. So definitely Tom Nook.
All right.
That's a good one.
Moment of truth, Kevin.
All right. So I was choosing between unnamed Pokemon trainer, Captain Falcon, and Ness. Okay, so those are the three.
Oh.
But I gotta go with Captain Falcon. He's my favorite first party character. Not Mario. Not Mario and the Zelda series. I mean, when you think about someone who's, looks cool, looks fast, with his Blue Falcon hovercraft vehicle thingamabobber thing, and just blazing the trails in the only F-Zero game that I've ever played besides the GBA version with that was anime adopted with Rick Wheeler and all that. F-Zero, SNES. I mean, I just I don't really I can't describe it. I mean, I'm not that great with him in Super Smash, but I like to use him. There's something about the way he looks, the mystery. When you watch the anime, he's awesome. I mean, So shout out to F-Zero. That's all I got. Cam Falcon. Yep.
All right. So since we excluded Mario and Zelda from the last question, this one's all about them. Okay. Which do you prefer? And we can turn this into a high stakes. So, if Nintendo said we are only continuing one of these franchises going forward, period, Mario or Zelda?
Oh man.
Oh god. Oh, okay. Man, I mean,
Yeah, I didn't
wow.
want to do the whole erasing history thing. Like,
Oh god, that would suck.
yeah. So going forward, everything that currently exists still exists, but yeah, Breath of the Wild 2 is canceled today. Like if you pick Mario, Breath of the Wild 2 is gone. If you pick Zelda, whatever is in the works in Mario is gone.
Wait, so does that mean Mario Kart's no more?
No future ones. Yep. No, there could be. They could switch it over to Zelda Kart.
Oh, okay.
You could be racing as Daruk through the
Zelda Party.
Oh man.
I would love Zelda Party, by the way. Anyways, okay.
Yeah.
I digress. Yeah.
Oh god.
I want to play as Cass.
Oh, I mean, this is extremely difficult. I'm not gonna say the split that I would say, with the 60-40, but I'm gonna say
55-45.
It's more like yeah,
52-48 split.
I'll say right now, I will keep Mario. Oh god, I will keep Mario.
Oh, you monster!
I know, but Mario Kart though, and then the other. Mario man. Mario man, like. I can't even. You can't even.
That's a great argument, Kev.
No, okay. Here's my thing. Here's my
Mario,
argument.
man.
Mario man. No, so I think Mario takes the cake because
He literally does a few times.
There's a variety of modes of different ways of making Mario games. You have Mario Party, you have Mario Kart, you have Mario RPGs, you have Mario Sports, Super Mario Strikers, Mario Tennis, Mario Golf. Mario Basketball. That doesn't exist, but it could. And just a lot of these things that.
Hey, Mario Hoops does.
Oh wait, there's a Mario Hoops game. You know what? You're right. I think there is one. Anyway. Oh man. So Zelda. I mean, the stories, the different the adventures you have in Zelda, very very solid, obviously. But I mean, in terms of variety, the versatility of what Mario games can be in the future, and they have been very versatile for the longest time. I'm gonna go with the Mario series. I'm keeping the Mario series. Done. Done.
Yeah. Well, you should do like Phoenix Wright, and you should look in the other, turn things around. It's not about what Mario games you could have. It's about what Zelda games you could have if Mario was canceled. Right? So imagine Zelda basketball and Zelda kart and everything.
I don't know.
Actually, you know what?
I'm serious. I would love that.
Well, yeah.
I want to see Princess Zelda versus Zelda versus Sonic at the Olympics. Yes, yes, I want that. Okay,
Wait, I'm kind of changing my mind now.
you can make your argument. I'm sorry.
I mean, that'd be great. Oh man, I want that. I really want that too. But I feel like it would be better for Nintendo as a company and for Nintendo gamers to keep experiencing Mario games. I love Zelda. If I was selfish, I would say Zelda, but for the better of everyone else, I would say Mario survives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going Team Zelda here.
Ooh.
And there's a couple reasons. One of them is selfish. So the selfish reason is that Zelda is probably my favorite game franchise, and each game is special, and I really, really like playing each game of it. So, yeah, that's my cheesy reason. The real reason is, so for any wrestling fans out there, we all got upset with the WWE for a little while for just rolling out John Cena every time ratings went down, right? It's always John Cena, always John Cena. I feel like Nintendo at times has kind of done that with Mario. Like, well, I guess, yeah, let's push out a Mario game. Let's put Mario in this. Splatoon was almost a Mario game. That kind of thing just is a little crazy to me, and I would love to see what would happen if they didn't have that fallback for whatever reason. Like, all of a sudden Mario is under litigation and they can't use Mario anymore. Right? Like, give me a party style game, but not in the Wii Party and not in the Mario Party. Give me some sports games with Nintendo franchise. What I think would actually happen is that it would force more Nintendo games to be more like Smash Brothers and just have a bunch of Nintendo characters in it. I want to be in that reality. That would be awesome.
Oh,
so,
for sure.
Yeah, Nintendo Kart, here we come. I would love it, and I would get to keep playing Zelda games. I would have to sadly say goodbye to Mario, and I love Mario games as well. But if I'm given this decision, I got to make a hard answer. That's a hard answer. There you go.
No, it's.
Hey, is Yoshi safe?
So I would say only the games that have the word Mario in the title would be affected. So I would actually say Luigi's Mansion would be okay.
Yes.
But Mario would not be in it.
What about Super Smash Brothers?
Nope, it'd be fine.
Okay, good.
Just the Mario.
No Mario.
Yeah, just shorten it to Smash if they have a
Yeah,
be fine.
Very good.
And just some generic doctor there.
Yeah. Dr. Phil. Like, what? No. That's not what I want.
Man.
Okay. Moving on. Kevin, what's your question?
It's not on the list right now. It's not on the list right now. But I have a question. I do have a question.
And we're deviating.
Yeah. For our own Splatfest, what would the two teams be?
No. That's a spoiler, man. We're gonna figure that one out. We're gonna figure that out. Actually, that's a listener question for our future.
Oh man!
Right. So for our future Splatfest, what do you want the two teams to be? What do you want to fight over? Let's figure this out as a group.
Actually, that's a better idea. I just wanted to bring it up to see what you would say, what you guys would say. So, very good.
Nice.
Peanut butter versus jelly. No, yeah.
Oh, I mean, okay. Okay. One more question. Okay. Who is the best NJP host?
Not me.
No,
I
me.
have a definitive answer for this one too.
Oh, okay.
And I'm nothing if not confident in my answers. And I think Sergio is by far the best host of the Nintendo Jump podcast. And for my reasoning, Sergio, save us.
I agree, by the way. Sergio's the best.
Well, thanks for listening, everyone. We're gonna jump out of here.
See?
If you haven't already, feel free to join our Discord group. We have a great community to chat with and to play games, and we would love to have you there as well. If you're interested, the description for this episode has a link to our Discord. Other than that, we have a Facebook group, and we are also on Twitter and Instagram as Nintendo Jump. And you can listen to all of our episodes on YouTube. Please send us any feedback you have at NintendoJumpPodcast@gmail.com. If you want to support the show, the best way to do so is through our Patreon. That's patreon.com/NintendoJump. Another way to support would be by leaving a review for the show in your favorite podcast application. Either way, we really appreciate your support. This is Sergio, and on behalf of Daryl and Kevin, thanks for listening. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Team Waffles.
Team Chaos. And Waffles, bye.